Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to our part two of predictions for Week 13. Now we're gonna get into our homer picks, our home teams: Eagles, Steelers, Rams. So first game up we'll talk about is gonna be the Rams taking on the Cleveland Browns. Rams are at home. Sorry. Bryson normally is here to tell us his inside scoops, but obviously he's not here today. I guess we'll just jump into it. Yeah, LA Rams taking on the Cleveland Browns. This is a Cleveland offense that's been really struggling, especially since Deshaun Watson got hurt. And I think they're just getting hit with more and more injuries. Obviously, the defense is the one that's carrying them in these games. The reason why I think they got to this spot is because of their defense. And right now, I think this LA Rams team, they're getting healthier, and I think they're about to hit their stride. You know, they're about to make their playoff push. I think right now they're on the outside in the hunt. And with the way they looked last week, I know it was the Cardinals who they kind of did the same thing to them earlier in the year, but I think they can continue this success with Kyren Williams back, Cooper Kupp getting back to health, and then Puka Nacua just continuing to have this great rookie season. I expect them to really. I'm not gonna say it's a high scoring affair for the Rams, but I think they'll score enough on this Cleveland defense, who's probably gonna be gassed out just because. Well, yeah, like I said, this Browns offense is a bit lackluster right now, especially with actually I don't think it's Dorian Thompson Robinson. It might be Joe Flacco playing. Whoever's playing, it's obviously not ideal, and not an ideal situation for them. I expect this Rams team to definitely take the win at home.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. Weird, this is the one week we don't have Bryson, but this is the one time I'm gonna talk up the Rams. But
Yeah,
they did play the Cardinals last week, but I know it's not the hardest matchup you can find. But I like what they did. They really showed what they can do with Kyren Williams back. I felt like they look like a whole new team now that they're not one dimensional with the pass. But Kyren Williams had himself a big day. He looks like he's a big part of that offense, and Tyler Higbee was involved, kind of something we haven't seen this whole season. And we know what that receiving core is with Cooper Kupp, previous Triple Crown winner, and Puka Nacua, who's kind of was just on a heater in the beginning of the season and kind of been keeping it up through the season. Hasn't been the same as that first few weeks, but still as a top-notch receiver, looking like a lot of potential in this league as a just a steady number one for any team. But yeah, I like what the Rams have been doing. Browns, I mean, they're in the playoff race right now. They hold the fifth seed, I believe, because that defense has just been carrying them along. Deshaun Watson, I didn't think was having a great year. He's out for the season. They've thrown in Dorian Thompson, definitely a downgrade on the offense, but I don't think it was the hugest downgrade. But without Dorian Thompson, you're throwing in another QB. I'm not sure who the QB3 is. You said Joe Flacco. I'm
it
not
might
sure
be.
if it might be Joe Flacco.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he signed with some team, but
yeah, I think it
if
was
the
them.
court was them, whoever it is, you're gonna throw in a QB who hasn't been there all year that knows your system. At least Dorian Thompson did. Yeah, I don't think they should have beat us. Our offense just was just as bad as their offense, and that's kind of why they came out with the win. But I like what the Rams have been doing on offense. Their defense isn't up to that caliber of our defense, but against this type of offense, I don't think you need to be. So I have the Rams winning. I think their offense keeps getting back to where they were and just continuing that pace. And I'm with you. I like them as a wild card team. NFC's not that strong. They don't have the best record, but I think they can go on a win streak right now and keep it going because I we haven't looked at their season, but I don't think they have too many hard games left. So I like the Rams what they're doing, and I think they continue going against the Browns.
Yep, both of us take the Rams this week. Pretty sure Bryson does, but yeah, well, I love how we both picked the Rams this week, and unfortunately we couldn't have him on. But all right, hopefully he gets the victory on Sunday. Moving on to Steelers game, the Arizona Cardinals visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers. So obviously your team will start off with you.
Yeah. I feel like I don't have too much to say on this game. This is Oh, I mean, going into the season, this was probably the easiest matchup we had all year, so kind of still see it as the same way. I had the Cardinals beating the Rams last week because I kind of had more faith in Kyler, but I feel like they're struggling in the end zone. Kyler has some decent games, nothing too great. I definitely think they're definitely struggling in the red zone. Defense isn't what it's supposed to be, but I like the Steelers. We've been playing great. Our defense is still top notch. Our offense, getting rid of Matt Canada, finally posted a 400 game. Spoke about it last reactions, but they look confident. They look like they're moving the ball. We're winning on possession time. Yes, it was against the Bengals, who doesn't have Joe Burrow, so I kind of want to see still more consistency out of the Steelers. I think this is a great matchup for them to continue to grow on what they've showed last week. But yeah, I like what our offense has been doing. Kenny Pickett's finally seeing the middle of the field, if that's because Matt Canada being out or Pat Freiermuth finally being healthy. I've always loved Pat Freiermuth as a tight end. I know we've always had the debate between Pat Freiermuth and Goddard, so it kind of shows you how much faith I've always had in Freiermuth. But yeah, I like what we've been doing. Our defense is staying rested on the field, on the sidelines for once. Definitely, I mean, they even commented it. I think it was Cam Hayward or TJ were like they weren't used to being on the sideline and catching a break for so long because our offense has just been that stagnant for pretty much since Matt Canada. But yeah, I see this as another kind of test, not too much of a big test because it is the Cardinals. I want you guys to perform, but yeah, I this should be an easy one. Kenny Pickett continues to have himself a day. Still look good. Doesn't have to put up the stats like he did last week. I thought it was enough. Didn't throw a touchdown. Should have had one to Deontay. Questionable call. Should have been touchdown if we challenged it. But thought Kenny played great last week, and I think this is a better matchup for him. Not scared of the Cardinals in almost any facet besides Kyler Murray can make plays on the ground, but I think our defense doesn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, this should be. I'm not gonna say it's just. Not saying it's a steamroll them or anything, but this is definitely just a easy one for you guys in my opinion. Yeah. Like I said earlier in the year, or even with that one post with the Cardinals defensive line, the highest completion percentage in the league, like averaging like 70% around there. So this really should be a good game for Kenny Pickett as long as he doesn't force the big plays because that defense forces you to take a check down, take everything short. So I feel like it should be not like I said, not a test, but it should be a good game for him just to get into a rhythm. But I also think I know you guys had 400 yards last week, but you guys had to put up more points than that. Like was it 16 points or 13?
Yeah, but I mean, yes, we didn't put up the points, but I think it was a great
I,
just
I mean, it was a good showing. Don't get me wrong. I just like
yes,
when I see 400 yards, I expect to see a little bit more points than that, at least 20. But it's a
yeah.
division game.
I
I get it.
I give them a little bit of slack. I mean, we were gonna score. Like I said, Johnson should have caught the touchdown. I mean, it was a touchdown. We just didn't challenge it. And then Jalen Warren fumbles the next play after on like the 12-yard line. So that should have been points right there. And once again, at the end of the game, we were in kind of scoring position, but we were up. So we just kind of need the ball. So it takes a little bit of points off the board. To I'm with you. I would like to see more points, but I will give them a little bit of slack off of last week just because of those instances. But yes, I would like to see a 30-point game from my team just once this season.
Well, you guys might get it because like I just said, this defense is just known for giving up high completions. So if you can just dink and dunk down the field, maybe hit a big play here and there if it's there, then yeah, I can definitely see you guys at least dropping over 20, 30. I'd love to see that. Love to see that offense said progress that level. But yeah,
Pickens is always there.
yeah, expect Kyler to call it typical Kyler Murray Cardinals. They're not gonna be in the game, but they're just gonna be like right there by the end of the game. They're like, oh, they could have won, but really, oh, they really didn't. They just kind of came back at the end. That's it. So
Not a total blowout, but you can talk about it a little bit.
yeah, I definitely can see that. yeah, and then moving on to I don't know if this is the game. It's probably the game of the week, honestly, for most fans I would consider NFC Championship.
Everybody.
Yeah, Eagles again with the game of the week. Oh, at least for one more week after this too. But yeah, Eagles versus Niners NFC Championship rematch. Obviously, yeah, I think both teams, both fan bases have been circling this game. It seems like even Eagles fans we're more excited about this game than the actual Dallas game. So, but before I get into this, the breakdown of just this game, yeah, who I how I think this is going to be played out. I'm picking the Eagles. You're picking the Niners, but 49ers just gotta stop making excuses. Even from last year, as soon as they lost, all right. When I say the 49ers, okay, I'm not talking about the fans because fans are gonna fans are gonna talk, right? They're gonna make excuses, whether they're reasonable or not. They're gonna talk. They're gonna make excuses. They're gonna trash talk. They're gonna talk their team up, or they're just shit talk the other team. Don't matter. But that's what fans do, right? For players, though, I'm sorry, just making excuses left and right while they lost. Just saying we should have won if we had a quarterback. Well, truth is, you guys had a quarterback, and it's not our fault that he got hurt. Yeah, Hassan Reddick got to him, and he got the sack, and he unfortunately got hurt. And constantly hearing, from Debo, Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, Robbie Gold, from all people. I'm just like, really, the kicker's gonna talk? All of them making excuses like we should have won if we stayed healthy. But like I said, the truth of the matter is, you guys wouldn't have won because you guys couldn't protect Brock Purdy, Josh Johnson. So I think that just says it right there. Reason why you guys lost, you just couldn't protect Brock Purdy, and I feel like it would have been like that for the whole game. So again, for the players, just stop making excuses. I get that you guys want revenge, totally justifiable. I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure the Eagles did the same thing where they wanted revenge on the Chiefs, but you didn't see them talking all off season or as soon as they lost about that they should have won. Even James Bradbury, who got the infamous holding PI call, whatever it was. I don't want to remember it, but even he wasn't pointing fingers at the refs or anything. He's like, he just said, I shouldn't have done that, but no excuses from the Eagles. So had to put that out there because these Niners, not just the fans, the players are a bunch of crybabies. So sorry, had to say that. You feel differently or anything about that?
Yeah, I agree with you. You feel confident, especially when the kicker is talking.
Yeah,
That, but yeah, I a little bit disagree. I think yes, what happens in a football game happens. You got to work through it. You got to figure out a way to win. I totally agree. It's not really an excuse your QB gets hurt, but I give them a little slack. I mean, your guys' pass rush was, I hate to say it, but the best in the league last year, and they did get to Brock Purdy. Sadly, caused an injury. Brought in their backup. He gets hurt too. Christian McCaffrey as an emergency quarterback, so
yeah,
it's not good. Just in that game, just looking at that alone, it doesn't look good. And then if you want to look at this whole season as a scope, Brock Purdy was QB3. And he was the starter. He gets out. So then QB4 comes in. He gets hurt. And now you have Christian McCaffrey. So I understand. Like I said, you guys had the best pass rush. I hate to say that I liked your team this year and last year. Just really complete team in my eyes. Just all around. So in my opinion, I still think you guys would have won with Brock Purdy. But I understand the Niners' viewpoint. It's a whole different game when you have your starting quarterback. That's who you game plan around. So you strategize everything around. I mean, putting in just a back of QB messes up everything. Different skill sets. Definitely Jack Johnson. What's his name?
Josh Johnson.
Josh Johnson.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, Josh Johnson definitely has a different skill set than Brock Purdy does. So it's definitely a huge change. But like I said, I think they won last year. But I think that's a different case this year. Kind of like this 2 weeks ago. Every Eagles fan definitely had you at this game circled when you guys played the Chiefs because it's a revenge game. It's
of course.
kind of what you've been waiting for since February, and it's the same thing as Niners fans. They've had this game circled and been waiting for this matchup since January when you guys kind of knocked them out and where they felt like they've got kind of an unfair game. This time they have Brock Purdy healthy, so I I like what I have. I'm taking the Niners. Um, you guys had a tough schedule so far. I mean, congrats to you guys. You guys came out 3-0 so far against Dallas, Chiefs, Bills, all super close games. You guys came out of it. Still got another one against Dallas after this, but I think this is the one you guys drop. If you guys dropped an earlier one before this, I probably would have had you guys in there, but I have the Niners taking care of business this week. I mean, like I've said, kind of since they've got Chase Young, they've kind of transformed their defense. Their biggest weakness was their cornerbacks, but it's hard to take advantage of that when you have Chase Young and Nick Bosa chasing you in that backfield consistently with kind of little resistance. And then I like your guys' O line, but I still think this is a matchup that could give you guys problems. But yeah, I think the Niners just play with a chip on their shoulder and they get the job done. It's just good defense, and I think that offense is just enough.
Yeah. Fortunately, yeah, you're on the other side of me. It, I'm not that surprised you took the Niners though, but yeah, obviously, yeah, Niners circle this game all off season since since they knew that this was going to be a game going into this season. So obviously they want it bad. I don't dismiss that. Obviously the Eagles also coming off an overtime game, playing a lot more snaps. So obviously there might be a little bit more drained from that, but I'm still picking the Eagles. Not just because I'm a homer. You know, Eagles are at home. They are home underdogs, which that's another thing. Just the disrespect. You're gonna put the 10-1 Eagles 3-point underdogs against 8-3 Niners who are on the road. So yeah, that right there. I mean, that's bulletin material for the Eagles. Both both sides have bulletin material, obviously, with just the whole off season, and then this Vegas putting the odds on that. So uh, not Chase Young, Nick Bosa. I think they'll get theirs. They'll get some pressures here and there, but I still trust this Eagles O line to do good as long as Lane Johnson is playing. He's relatively healthy, which I think he's gonna suit up no matter what. He's a warrior. That's just how he is. Even last year's playoff run, man was playing with like a torn up abductor or something in the groin area. Looked and sounded nasty, but he he didn't look like he was hurt at all. So he's gonna probably do the same thing. But honestly, I kind of have some level of trust in our defense. One thing that I looked at and I actually seen from I think another Eagles beat writer that facing the Kyle Shanahan tree. So that's Mike McDaniel and that's Sean McVay. Mike McDaniel, right? That's the Dolphins one. Facing at least
Mm-hmm.
two. Obviously, they're not the same team. I get it, but facing those two offenses, they kept them at least season low. Miami Dolphins maybe career low under Mike McDaniel. So just that, and I really love our defensive coordinator Sean Desai. So I think our defense might if they're not too gassed from last week, I think they have a good shot at least containing them. Obviously not shutting down, just containing because this is still a great Niners offense. Brock Purdy is playing great this year. I like Brock Purdy. Just it's unfortunate that it's on the Niners and I don't like the Niners. But I will always give him his props. He's playing really well, just continuing from last year. But that O line's still not as great. Trent Williams is obviously their best player. Outside of that, they don't really have that much talent on the O line. It's that scheme that's just in the running back. Well, McCaffrey might not need all that assistance, but at least the run game and just setting up the pass game and letting Brock Purdy just continue this wheel and deal. That's really it's the scheme. So I feel pretty confident that our defense can follow up. I guess those other two performances against the Dolphins and the Rams. So yeah, I'm picking the Eagles. The only thing that the Eagles better hope that they don't do is they better not have a slow start because this is a Niners team that uh, you let them get the ball, you create turnovers for them, then they will capitalize on that. Even though Eagles have been coming back with these 10 point, um, 12, 10 point deficits. Again, this isn't a team that you want to be down. You want to at least be fighting neck and neck, or even taking the lead, because it's a Niners team that does not do good when trailing. So yeah, if you guys want to win, they can't have that slow start. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, definitely agree. I think the Niners more than you guys, but I think both of you guys are both teams that you never want to give a lead to because you guys are built to keep a lead. So yeah, definitely want to come out strong. And I don't know about that stat against the Sean McVay tree because I kind of personally think Kyle Shanahan is the best out of that tree. Um, I like all three coaches, but I kind of think Kyle Shanahan's my favorite out of the three. They've always had a run game no matter who they have. I mean, they've had Raheem Mostert in the past, and he doesn't make it past week 4 for the season. Just never see the field again, and they always have a run game. If it's Elijah Mitchell or if it's their fourth rounder that they drafted that year, no matter who they throw in, Kyle Shanahan has a game plan for that to work. And I don't know, him and Brock Purdy look like a great combo right now, so definitely going to be a great game. But yeah,
Oh yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's that. I know that like might be something, might not be anything. Like you said, I think yeah, Shanahan is the better play caller, schemer, because like you said, just quarterbacks, running backs have come in and he's able to find some sort of success. So yeah, it's probably gonna be different, but like I said, I love our defensive coordinator. He does he does a lot. I mean, not a lot of teams can do that to the Miami Dolphins and the Rams. So I think he has a small chance. Small chance. Like I said, they're gassed out. Coming out that overtime game, that thriller. So we'll find out who's gonna win this one. But I think this is just part one for this season. I do think they will meet again in the playoffs. So this is not gonna be the end in my opinion. Who wins this game? I think we'll still be looking forward to the playoffs and yeah, meeting each other again.
unless the Lions have something to say about it.
I mean, yeah, I'd love to see that.
That's the only team. Because, I mean, you guys are going to end with the first and second seed, so you guys are going to see each other in the conference championship. So the Lions are the only team, in my opinion, that's going to change up that matchup. But yeah, I definitely I'm on the same side. I think this round one, not the most important round, but for seeding, it kind of is.
Seeding it is, but
Yeah.
I mean, I'll throw in Dallas. Dallas could shake things up. I mean, they ain't afraid to play us at home. They always bring it down to the wire. Even though, yes, we win, they go toe to toe. Yeah, they go toe to toe with us. So I will say that they ain't gonna win Super Bowl, but I mean, they're always they're always gonna give us some rubs. It's just division rival. So, but yeah, definitely, I definitely think we'll see them again. So part one of this Eagles Niners 2023 season matchup. Can't wait for
Can't
the
wait.
game. Yeah.
Can't wait. I just want to see all the trash talk at the end. That's all I'm waiting for.
So I feel like someone's gonna get kicked out in this game again.
Oh, easily. There's going to be a fight.
Trent Williams got kicked out last time.
Definitely going to be a
I
fight.
forgot who it was. Who did he get kicked out with? It was like a backup DB. Like, oh, Kayvon Wallace. Yeah, backup DB. He got kicked out with. He was arguing with.
Good trade. Good trade.
I was like, nice one. Take one for the team. Appreciate it.
The highlight of your season, corner. In the biggest game, you get the best left tackle kicked out. You couldn't have a better season. If we drafted you for this reason, it would have been enough.
I'm pretty sure he might get kicked out again. He has a short temper. That guy. I mean, he's good. Don't get me wrong, but he kind of has a short temper. He's
Yes.
always been like that. But yeah, we will find out on Sunday who will win this matchup and see during our reactions video how I'm feeling.